Welcome, wrestling fans, to World Class Championship Wrestling. Coming to you live from Dallas, Texas, the world-famous Sportatorium, where tonight the World Television Championship will be on the line. We're going to see the Von Erichs in action. We're also going to see the Tag Team Champions in action. And we've got a big announcement coming up from Percy Pringle. We don't know what that's going to be, but we're about to find out. All right, fans, our opening contest. It's a non-title match featuring the World Tag Team Champions. We are anxiously awaiting their arrival. And here we go. The Great Kabuki, along with Bruiser Brody, World Class Championship Wrestling Tag Team Champions. They are members of the Empire of Pain.
Well, we both know that the Empires of Pain have really made their mark here in World Class over the past several months. Jeff Jarrett assembling this group of ruffians who have laid waste to anything that's gotten in their way. And Kabuki, one of the most dangerous men you'll ever find, but then again, so is Bruiser Brody. As these two men, the tag team champions, step into the ring.
Well, this is a return match from a week ago. The champions were victorious then. They plan to be victorious again here tonight, but there may be different plans in mind this time by Kevin Von Erich and his tag team partner, Wahoo McDaniel. They've had a week to go over tape, study things, try and figure out perhaps a different strategy for attacking the champions.
Oh, here we go. Action is about to really kick up a notch. Here comes Wahoo McDaniel, the former linebacker for the New York Jets. Tremendous Native American with a very large history here in the world of professional wrestling. Has come very close to several world titles.
Well, he's been very close on many occasions, as you say, but he's come up short in those opportunities. This is one of those events where he really wants to turn his luck around, and a win here tonight is going to help that happen if they're able to achieve one.
Well, these fans are about looking forward to this one, I think, since last week, once it was announced that there would be a return match. Here comes his tag team partner right now, Kevin Von Erich. We're used to seeing him team up with his brother, but being the world-class heavyweight champion of the world, he's got other commitments he's got to honor, including his match later tonight against a top challenger, King Kong Bundy.
Well, yeah, we're all looking forward to seeing how Kerry Von Erich does against King Kong Bundy. What a huge man and a huge challenge that's going to be.
Well, one thing about world class, you never know what's going to happen. The Wild West is alive and well right here, I can tell you.
All right, bell sounds, action's underway, and Bruiser Brody with a devastating backbreaker to Wahoo McDaniels, follows it up with a big elbow drop right down across the chest. Now Bruiser Brody's got him up, and Wahoo working that midsection, but he's in a dangerous part of the ring. Look at that, over the top rope and to the floor. Bruiser Brody on the receiving end of that one. And look at this, Wahoo McDaniels going out after him.
Wahoo McDaniels letting go with those devastating back knife-edge chops through the chest of Brody, but Brody is one of the most brutal, vile men in the world, and if you want a brawl, this is the guy you want to get in the ring with, because as you can see, inside the ring, outside the ring, down the aisle, he'll fight you anywhere. There's a devastating headbutt.
And now follows up with an elbow drop, and now I don't know if he even cares about this match. The referee's count continues, but he is just happy to be taking it out to Wahoo here on the floor. Back body drop by the challenger. Wahoo McDaniels making the run to the ring. He beats the count back in.
Well, that count reaching 9, and it could be all over.
Well, did he count?
Well, it looked like he reached 10, but the referee now says he just barely beat the count back into the ring. That's about as close as you'll ever get.
Well, Brody now looking. He's got Kevin Von Erich draped across that top rope. Slingshots him back into the middle of the ring. We still have not seen Kabuki in this match yet. Again, pulling Von Erich all the way back out to the center ring.
Oh, big heart punch right there, and Von Erich is in all kinds of trouble.
Went for the big knee, and he missed. Comes up short, trying to drop that patented knee. He's going to try again. All the way to the top rope. Let's see if his aim is better the second time around, and it is.
I think that's all she wrote for Von Erich.
Save is made by Wahoo McDaniel, or else I think you'd have been right and it would have been over. Brody tried to go for a look like a power or a pile driver, and Wahoo McDaniel decided he wasn't going to let that happen.
I think the real story is that Kevin Von Erich hasn't moved since that knee drop, and there's another one to follow it up.
Empire of Pain really earning the title here tonight. There's a tag made, and Wahoo McDaniel's going to come back in. Brody catches him. Overhead German suplex. Overhead belly-to-belly suplex. Brody raking away at the eyes of Wahoo McDaniel, and now Chief Wahoo starting to get fired up here. Belly-to-back suplex, and now can the Big Indian Chief follow it through? Going for the suplex on the near 300-pounder, drops him right in the middle of the ring. Brody showing to be a little worse for the wear after that one. And now there's the sleeper hold on in the middle of the ring.
I don't care who you are, if that gets cinched in deep enough and it cuts off the oxygen and the blood supply to the brain, you're gonna go out. But Brody was able to sustain the damage and escape, but now look at what's happening here.
Brody's in that Boston Crab, Wahoo hanging onto it. Brody trying to crawl to his corner. He manages to get out. One count only as Wahoo immediately out the back door.
Nice move right there by Bruiser Brody, just ramming the head of Wahoo. There's a tag, and here comes Kabuki. We've been waiting for this.
Well, the great Kabuki, the mysterious man from the Orient, oftentimes will call on these mystical forces. Nice move by Wahoo McDaniel. Slips out the back door and then drops Kabuki on the back of his head. Working the head and the neck area of the great Kabuki.
Well, Kabuki, to look at him, doesn't seem to be the most agile wrestler you've ever seen, but don't let the appearance fool you. He's very lethal with both his hands and his feet.
Well, Wahoo McDaniels absolutely knows the abilities. Overhand chop to the head by Wahoo, and that might be it. Kabuki's down and in trouble. Wahoo's got the leg. That's already 3. Referee finally getting there. Oh, and he almost had him.
Wow, that was so close right there. And if the referee hadn't been distracted, I believe it would have been over. Wahoo McDaniels gonna work on Kabuki.
I'll tell you what, fans, this one's really starting to turn around in favor of the challengers, even though the title's not on the line. And Bruiser Brody takes Wahoo off of that corner, and he should have been more aware of his circumstances. Brody was standing right there. I think maybe he thought the referee was going to do something, but with Brody being outside the ring on the apron, there's only so much you can expect of the official.
Wahoo McDaniel now sizing him up, and there it is again.
Once again, that big chop, the tomahawk chop to the head. Kabuki's in trouble. Bruiser Brody's going to stop it, and the referee's wiped out. We've got no referee right now. We've got all 4 men in the ring and total chaos. Who's even legal at this point?
Working now the leg of Wahoo McDaniels. Finally, the referee starting to get up, and still all 4 men in pandemonium in the ring.
Oh, there it is, that green mist right to the eyes of Wahoo McDaniel. He's still blinded. I'm sure he has no idea what's going on.
Well, we talked about Kabuki, and now Brody just took Kevin Von Erich off the apron. Referee goes for the cover. Wahoo still able to kick out the back door.
Well, this is what Kabuki does best. Oh, big kick to the head. That might be all. Referee's in position, and it's over.
Oh, there you have it. That's why they are the tag team champions, and you have to start thinking that the opportunity for Wahoo and Kevin Von Erich are probably winding down if they can't find a solution. Opportunities there for Wahoo McDaniel. Thought for sure he had a good shot at that one, and I think he would have had it if the referee hadn't been distracted the way he was.
I'll tell you something, fans, we saw a great match here. And that's all there is. Once again, fans, we're going to be hearing from Percy Pringle. We've got the World Class Television Championship, and that title will be on the line here tonight. We're going to see the World Champion in action in a non-title match. Plenty more action still to come here on World Class.
All right, we are back, and here he is, as promised. One Percival Pringle entering the ring.
Well, getting a very mixed response from this audience. Most of the crowd not really a big fan of old Percy. See what's on his mind, shall we?
I promised everybody I had a big announcement here tonight, and I'm not going to disappoint. Now, I had a conversation recently with Jeff Jarrett, who's decided to leave the world-class area. And as you all know, Jeff Jarrett, well, he was in charge of a group that we just saw 2 members of. The Empire paid. Well, Jeff Jarrett agreed to sign over the contracts to the Power of Pain. They will be forming with me and the Weapons of Mass Destruction. And together we have now formed the First Family. And I will tell everyone out there is no force in the world of professional wrestling that's going to match up to the First Family. Percival Pringle and the members of the First Family are going to dominate the WCCW. Anyone who thinks they're going to stand in our way better be ready for the hell that's going to come after them. A new day is dawning here in World Class, and you can either get out of the way or become victims of the First Family.
Well, that's a huge announcement right there. Percy Pringle has essentially bought Jeff Jarrett's men's contracts, and now they are all part of the First Family. All right, wrestling fans, we are back for more wrestling action here at the world-famous Sportatorium, Dallas, Texas. Stunning Steve Austin making his way to the ring.
Well, Stunning Steve Austin is really made a home out here in the Texas area. Gentleman Chris Adams had a lot to do with the introduction of this man and launching of a career.
Well, indeed, they do have a history between themselves, and as of late, we really haven't seen a lot of them together. It's going to be interesting to see if these 2 men are going to reform the tag team that they once had, or perhaps head separate directions. Been a lot of rumors running around backstage. All right, bell sounds, action's underway, and here he goes. Stunning Steve Austin wasting no time going to work on Jake the Milkman Milliman. Journeyman wrestler here, making his stop in the Texas area.
Well, Milliman's been in the ring with the best of the best. Hasn't beaten many of them, but he's been around long enough to know.
Austin with that nice Russian leg sweep. This guy is technically sound, former football player. Collegiate athlete, to say the least. Dropping that leg, and I think that one took a lot out of Austin, as well as Milliman, who just got caught with a neck breaker. Now Milliman rolling out to the apron.
Well, Austin's having his way with Milliman right there. Look at that, just dropped him down across the top rope.
Stunning Steve backing off in the ring, waiting for Milliman to get back in. Milliman's thinking of whether or not he wants to or not. Back and forth we go, exchanging blows in the middle of the ring. Referee's trying to get control of this one. Down goes Austin. Can you believe that?
Well, Milliman just had a moment. Referee, like I said, trying to regain control of this one. Now, what's Austin thinking?
That's the Dingo Warrior.
Well, the Dingo Warrior just made an appearance, and he just throws Austin back in the ring. Look at this, straight the Milkman with a backbreaker.
Oh, the Dingo Warrior just made a statement, got the full attention of Austin, I think, and that one back body drop down he goes. Austin seems to be a little bit riled up, and he's looking up that ramp. I think he wants some of the Dingo Warrior.
All right, now he's taking it out on the Milkman.
He's got him now. What's he going to do here? Inverted figure four leg lock. Oh, but Jake is close enough to those ropes. And now Austin waiting on the Milkman to get back up, and he does. Drops it with a DDT, busted him wide open.
Well, I think that might be it for Milliman. He's in trouble.
Oh, man, Milliman is out. He just saw the blood, and I think that was it. It's over. Here's your winner, Stunning Steve Austin. But I get this feeling we have not seen nor heard the end of him and the Dingo Warrior.
Well, the Dingo Warrior, not a fan of Stunning Steve Austin by any stretch of the imagination. And, well, now he's got his full attention if he didn't already.
Going to be very curious to see what happens in the weeks to come here. Austin given instructions to the referee, and now look at what's he doing here. What is he doing here? He's got Milliman. He hasn't done enough damage already. Out on the floor, what's he going to do?
Oh, runs him into that guardrail, now hammered away on the busted open forehead of the Milkman.
Austin sends him flying down towards the steel steps. Back into the ring he goes. What is Austin doing here? Suplex into the ropes. Referee trying to get somebody out here. We'll see. I don't know what's hoping. I don't know what's holding him up. Oh, there's the hot shot. He dropped him down on the rope. We may need medical attention out here for the Milkman. right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Already in the ring is the world-class champion, Kerry Von Erich. King Kong Bundy now meets him outside ringside. Bell hasn't even sounded. This match isn't officially underway. Referee trying to gain control. Oh, it's breaking loose here in Dallas. The title is not on the line in this one.
Oh, has anybody heard of Bell? I haven't.
Power slam, and Von Erich going down here in the aisle, choking him out. Kerry Von Erich is in trouble. As we often allude to, even though the title's not on the line in this matchup, Von Erich is absorbing some really tough damage. This could create some sort of an injury that will follow him into matches down the line where the title may be on the line. And perhaps that's what King Kong Bundy's biggest goal is here tonight. It may not be to defeat Kerry Von Erich. It may be to set him up for defeat when the title is actually on the line.
King Kong Bundy is a monstrous individual, and he has got to work on Von Erich here.
Big roundhouse right by Von Erich. Follows up with a flying head scissor. Takes the near 400-pounder down. King Kong Bundy, a member of the First Family. When you look at the names of the people involved in the First Family, you've got King Kong Bundy. You've got the missing link now. You've got the tag team champions, Bruiser Brody, the Great Kabuki. I mean, who's going to stand up to that force of nature?
Well, they promise that they're going to run through absolutely anyone who tries to get in their way. And if they are going to be the force that is going to control world-class wrestling, I am sure Kerry Von Erich is going to have something to say about that, however.
Von Erich just took out the referee. All right, finally we have a match underway. Von Erich, Irish whipping him into the rope. Caught him! Bundy's down and in trouble.
Well, after all, he is the world champion here in world-class wrestling.
Shoulder tackle, down he goes once again. Oh, there it is, that world-famous patented Von Erich brain claw. He's got that claw hold on, and Bundy is in trouble.
Oh, Bundy fighting his way back up to a vertical base, and that's the big difference right there. If he hadn't have done it, it would have been over.
Lifting Von Erich up by the throat, slamming him down to the canvas hard. Oh my goodness! The champion is in trouble! And he just barely gets up.
Von Erich just had the whole world come down on top of him.
Variation of the hot shot as Kerry Von Erich is dropped across that top rope, and fans, right now the champion is in a lot of trouble. Tremendous power slam by Bundy. Big right hand, and he drops Bundy with that one. Let's see if he's got something to follow it up with. Another one. Some stiff shots, and Bundy really starting to feel it.
Ebb and flow of this match continues to go back and forth as Von Erich follows up with a textbook knee lift. The father, of course, of Kerry and Kevin Von Erich is the legendary Fritz Von Erich, and oh, there it is!
Discus punch, and he just busted Bundy wide open. 1, 2, Bundy gets a shoulder up.
I've got to tell you, I thought the match was over with that one.
The blood flowing down the face of King Kong Bundy. Von Erich now is in the corner. Not a good place to be. Bundy Bundy with that splash. That could be all. Hooks the leg this time. He'll make no mistake.
Oh, but Von Erich's still able to get up, and you see Bundy giving the referee what for.
Well, Bundy felt the count was a little bit slow. Planting Von Erich in the middle of the ring. This is going to be huge if he can hold him down. He does!
You know, Percival Pringle's got to be very happy with this one. A huge night for the First Family. Tag team champions with a big win, and now, look at that. Discus punch normally means the match is over. There's that splash, and there's no getting up from that one. Look at it again. And then he follows it up with that devastating spine buster, and Kerry Von Erich takes a brutal beating.
Well, fans, I'll tell you right now, the crowd here has gone quiet as fan favorite Kerry Von Erich takes a brutal defeat at the hands of King Kong Bundy. We'll be back with the World Class Television Championship title match right after this. All right, fans, we are back once again, live from the Sportatorium here on ESPN. It is time for the World Class Television Championship to be decided. Here comes your challenger, the self-professed king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler.
Oh, Jerry Lawler. King of Memphis, if nothing else. But he loves gold and jewels, and he wants that championship belt, and he's got the opportunity right here to make it happen.
Challenger is now waiting on the champion to make his appearance. And fan, we remind all of you, you can follow us on Twitter at Invasion Nation. And we are now joined by the World Class Television Champion. Apparently he's got some new music this year too. Saving that royalty money is the WWE. Simply ravishing. Oh, well, we're not going to get away without hearing.
What I'd like to have right now is for all of you fat, ugly, inner city sweathogs, keep the noise down while I take my robe off and show the ladies what a real sexy man
Well, he's not shy, let's be honest about that. But again, a member of the First family, and what a force to be reckoned with they are. There's a look at that brand new World Class Television Championship. It's a beautiful piece of work. Ravishing Rick Rude intent on walking out of here with that title still around his waist.
Oh, I'm sure Percival Pringle is also intent on the very same thing. You see him there at ringside. Challenger in the ring, Jerry Lawler. Got a 10-minute time limit on this one. Here is the defending champion, Ravishing Rick Rude out of Robbinsdale, Minnesota. He is really put together. Look at this guy, chiseled like one of the gods out of granite.
No doubt about it, Ravishing Rick Rude, no stranger to the weight room. Many hours put in to look like that. Lawler getting a look at that title belt. Will it be his? Well, we're about to find out. He thinks it is. Bell sounds, action's underway. The two men lock up in the middle of the ring. Rude backing him up to the ropes. Will we get a clean break? Referee's going to try and step in and see if he can't get one. Rude not going to give an ounce.
Oh, now Lawler's got to return the favor in his own way.
Oh, the King hammered away on the champion's head. He didn't like that rope break at all. Lawler's on the middle rope. He wants Rude getting up to his feet. Let's see what happens here. Caught him with that drop kick. Champion's been stunned early on.
Oh, Ravishing Rick Rude indeed. Ever since that cheap shot attempt has been on the receiving end of most of the damage here. But now he's got things kind of moving in his direction. If he can build on that momentum, we'll see.
Well, he caught him that time, and Lawler almost decided to go outside the ring, it looked like, and that probably would have been a good idea for him. Tremendous suplex that time by the champion. Looks like he baited him in right there. We see Percival Pringle ringside watching on, and you know he's going to be feeding his man all sorts of ideas and suggestions during the match. Rude with that cross knee backbreaker on Lawler.
Well, he considers himself quite the ladies' man, but right now he better consider the fact that he's in with the King, who doesn't think very highly of him.
And now Ravishing Rick Rude with the Irish whip, and Jerry Lawler all the way to the floor he goes.
Rude now on the apron, comes off the apron, and he caught Lawler again.
Referee counting both men. Lawler just went ramming into the steps, it looked like.
Oh, he definitely caught him that time. What's he doing here?
Getting Percy's attention, I guess. Back body drop, and the King just caught him.
Rude and Pringle now both going around and around here. Meantime, Lawler Irish whip to the rope, drop down he goes, and now, wait a minute. Both men meet in the middle.
Great move right there by Lawler. That rear chin lock, he's going to grind it out on the champion. It's a great wear down move. Rude now making his way to one knee. See if he can get back up. And he does. Driving that elbow right to the midsection.
Well, the midsection of Lawler not put together quite the same way as it is on Ravishing Rick Rude.
Gets a 1 count only. Rude now is going to roll back out to the floor and reconsider things.
Oh, once again, they play the do-si-do game. Percy Pringle also trying to stay out of the mix of things here.
It would appear that Rude really isn't looking too anxious to get into the match again with Lawler, and I can't blame him because he's taking some beating right there. There it is again. Lawler just driving him into that turnbuckle.
Fireman Cowrie caught him and brought him right down. Well done right there by Ravishing Rick Rude. And again, down he goes.
Well, the champion right there, look at this. Letting the fans know. Off the ropes he goes. Rude with a clothesline. A champion downing the challenger. And now let's see. Goes for the cover. Lawler able to kick out on one.
Nice suplex right there by the champion, and Pringle happy with what happened. Another big clothesline. Rude is in control at this point.
Oh, wait, this could be it. This is that Rude awakening. There it is.
Well, it's not looking too good right here for the King. Rude hooks the leg, gets one, gets two. I'm not sure what just happened there.
I can't tell. It's hard to tell if Lawler kicked out or if Rude let him up.
That's a dangerous game to play if that's what he's doing. He might have wanted to hand out a little bit more punishment to the King, but he's a very dangerous opponent, and you probably shouldn't do that.
Caught him with that DDT, dropped him head first, and look at this. Lawler's been busted open.
Oh, now Lawler fighting his way back in this one. Lawler driving the elbow, and now Rude is busted open.
Both men in trouble here, and Rude able to kick out.
Lawler hammered away.
Well, the champion is in trouble. He's on the receiving end here on the concrete floor, and something better change quickly. Percy Pringle's watching part of his paycheck go down the tubes. Left hands, right hands, down goes Rude. Lawler is notorious for those close fist punches. Down now across the leg of the champion. The blood really starting to stream.
Once again going after the leg. Lawler not hooking the leg. Oh, he almost got him.
Lawler is getting up on the face of the referee. He wants to know what happened to the 3 count. Blood cascading down the face and the body of Ravishing Rick Rude. Rude's got him up. Pile drives Lawler. That's his move. Taking a page, and it would have been over, but Lawler was in the ropes. Look at the blood-soaked, ravishing through the champion, covered in his own blood.
Well, we imagine it is anyway. It's hard to tell. Both men play. Oh, and now Lawler going to go for the pile driver, and he hit him with it.
Rude's in trouble. But he gets his shoulder up.
Rude had better figure out something and do it quickly because this one is almost over.
Rude out to the floor. Blood flowing down the face of the champion.
Both of these men will never be the same again. You see Rude wiping the blood out of his eyes as best he can. Back in the ring he goes. Oh, he caught him right there. Goes for the cover, referee there, but the bell sounds, the time limit is expired. This one's a draw.
Wow, I'll tell you right now, that could have gone either way. Both of these men, look at they're both going to need some medical attention. Fans will be back with more here on World Class right after this. All right, fans, the crowd still buzzing about that television title match. Nothing settled between those two, I can tell you right now. We've got a very special attraction coming this time around. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, here in World Class. We don't get to see him very often, but he's making an appearance here tonight against another man we don't get to see very often. One of the biggest attractions in wrestling, and I mean that in every sense of the word. This is truly a meeting of the legends here in World Class this week. Dusty Rhodes going up against the eighth wonder of the world, Andre the Giant.
Well, you talk about dream matches, it doesn't get any bigger than this, and to your point, you can use that any way you want.
Fans, we remind you there's a lot of content available on the PlayStation Network right here from the Nation Network itself. All you have to do is do a search for hashtag #OneNation, the number one, the word nation.
All right, now there's a special tag team package up there featuring the fabulous one, Stan Laner and Steve Kern, as well as the High Flyers, Red Gagne and Jumpin' Jim Brunzell, along with Colonel De Beers.
That's available right now throughout the weekend. Once again, search hashtag #OneNation. We also invite everyone to join us on the PlayStation Network community, the Humanoid Nation. It's the #1 community on the PlayStation Network for old school wrestling.
Well, here he is, the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant, getting ready to match up with the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and this is one for the ages right here.
Well, you know, what they say, they like everything big in Texas. Doesn't get any bigger than this. Main event anywhere in the world. Andre the Giant's got him up in the air.
Well, yeah, that's Dusty Rhodes had Andre in the air, but he couldn't hold him.
Nice reversal by the 8th wonder of the world, and I was corrected, yes. Rhodes had Andre up. He couldn't. Oh, look at this. 500 pounds standing on the midsection of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
Oh, the son of a plumber, and he's gonna need to call on the people to get behind him. Because while it's a one-on-one match right now, it's really like 1-on-5. We've seen Andre the Giant take on 2 and 3 opponents all by himself.
Well, this was originally scheduled to be a handicap match with Andre taking on 2 opponents. But Dusty Rhodes was in town. He wanted a match, and Andre said, bring him in. Well, Andre the Giant right now having his way with the American Dream. Dusty Rhodes raking the back. There's that Irish whip to the ropes. He goes back out front. The bionic elbow caught Andre, and down he goes. Rhodes working the head and neck area. Tremendous card of action here tonight, wrestling fans. We've seen the television championship defended. We've seen the tag team champions as well as the world-class champion all in action here tonight. As we continue to bring you the greatest wrestling anywhere, right here as part of the Nation Network.
Andre the Giant throwing. Oh, there it is.
Andre just coming down on the chest of Dusty Rhodes, and I don't know anyone who can withstand that. Big elbow drop down across the sternum, hooks the leg. This could be it. Dusty Rhodes in trouble, but he manages to get a shoulder up.
I'm not liking the chances of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes now.
Big knee lift right there by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and now it is Andre the Giant who's down. Dusty going to go for a cover here, but not nearly enough damage. He's going to have to come up with something more than that. Russian leg sweep. Couldn't even hook the ankle.
Well, he came close, but you're right. He didn't have enough to do it.
Dusty Rhodes now trying to draw a submission from Andre the Giant, but I don't see that happening anytime soon. Now Dusty's up over the shoulder, running, power slam, and down he goes.
Hooks the leg, Dusty Rhodes able to kick out. And now it is the Giant going to work on the trapezius area of the American Dream.
And now Rhodes fights his way out. Look at this. Left hand jab, follows it up. Flip, flop, and fly. Down he goes. Hooks the leg. I don't know if that's going to be enough. 1 count only, and Andre able once again to get the shoulder off the mat. And now the American Dream sizing him up. The big elbow.
Well, he's put a lot of people out with that one. Will he get the win over the Giant?
2 3/4 count, but Andre still has enough fight left in the tank. Well, I think Andre's got a little bit more fight than he was possibly expecting, all the way to the hard floor surface. The momentum in this one now has completely turned around, and Dusty Rhodes is in control.
He is sending Andre into the guardrail, sending him into the concrete, and now Andre, I think, has just been riled up.
Andre the Giant with the force of a grizzly bear, and you don't want to anger a grizzly bear, and I think that might be what Dusty Rhodes has done here tonight. He's got him up in the ropes. What's Andre going to do with him? Choking him out on that middle rope right now is Andre the Giant, and Dusty Rhodes in trouble. Drops the elbow, and he stays there for the cover. Referee's got the shoulders down, and there it is. That's why he is the 8th wonder of the world. Fans, we're going to take a look back at some of this action.
Oh my goodness, 500 pounds right down across the chest and upper body of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. And there it is again with another devastating elbow.
Well, there was that big elbow right between the eyes, and for a moment there I thought we could be looking at an upset. Your winner, the 8th wonder of the world, Andre the Giant. Fans, we want to thank you all for joining us here in World Class Championship Wrestling on the Nation Network. We'll be back with more great action next week. Until then, good night, everybody.